What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to more Oakland Athletics franchise. And today we have the month of July recap, and it is also the trade deadline special. And we do make like 5 or 6 pretty significant trades. So that's going to be at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around and watch that. But through the month of July, we are sitting at 48 and 59. Go through the stats, standings, league leaders, all that stuff like we normally do in the monthly recaps. And like I said, we're 48 and 59. That's good enough for 4th in the American League West, but we are 28 games back. So the division is not going to be ours this year. And looking at the wild card, unfortunately, that appears to be pretty much the same case. We are 9 games back, which with 2 months left is not impossible. The issue is there are like 6 teams ahead of us, and we are just not playing good baseball. So we are sellers at the deadline. Like I said, the trades are at the end of the video. Stick around for those. Let's get into the league leaders. Jonathan Lucroy, hottest player on the team right now, hitting .317. Good enough for 6th place in the American League in batting average. And Avisel Garcia right below him at .313 for 7th place. And both of those guys potentially traded go to home runs. Matt Olson sneaks on the list at 13. He's currently out with an injury right now, but he'll be back within the next week. And then Lucroy, 4th in on-base percentage at .385. On to the pitching stats. Liam Hendricks could be a potential trade candidate as well. 36 saves, good enough for 2nd in the American League. Daniel Mangden has been ice cold this last month, but he is 4th in home runs allowed, tied with Chris Bassett as well, who has been pitching pretty well. And then Paul Blackburn, only 28 walks allowed, tied for 3rd in the American League. Still not the greatest. On to our pitching stats, and this is pretty much, while they were the reason we won last year and made the playoffs, they're the reason I think we're losing right now. These ERAs are atrocious. Sean Manaea 5.31, 4.39 for Blackburn, who posted like a 2.17 last year as a rookie. Mangden 3.71. He was under a 3 for most of the season, and he just imploded in the month of July. Chris Bassett has not had a great year. He's most likely going to get sent down because I believe AJ Puck is ready to come up and make it start. We need something to keep to kickstart this off pitching staff. Awful pitching staff. I mean, looking at the bullpen, it's not much better. Jose Torres, he's a Rule 5 pick, so he's not going anywhere. Pagan just has not had a good year. Daniel Colombe has been terrible. Ryan Butcher's having actually a pretty good season. Ryan Dole has been the, besides Hendricks, one of the best, probably our best bullpen pitcher. And Blake Treanor was an all-star for us last year, but he's having a terrible season. So what we ended up doing is we're going to move him out of the setup role, and Ryan Dole is going to get shot to be our setup guy. Could possibly even become the closer if we end up trading Hendricks, because we do have him on the trade block. And then Hendricks, of course, 2.64 ERA, our only all-star this year. On to the hitting statistics. Marcus Semien, 8 homers, 39 RBIs, 273. Out of that leadoff spot. Pretty good. He is, we could trade him, but I think we're just going to keep him because, I mean, if we get an offer that we can't refuse, yeah, but it's very likely he will stick around. Kinsler, 266, not having a great year after that first month. Garcia is lighting up for us. And then Matt Olson, like I said, he's out with an injury, a hip injury, I believe it is, for like a couple days. I'm sorry, strained tricep. So our backup catcher, Justin O'Connor's playing first base, but we called him up to replace our backup catcher because he was terrible. So in a few days, Olson will go right back to the cleanup spot. Chris Davis hitting .253, 20 homers, 44 RBIs. Probably likely to get traded. Matt Chapman, .235, 13.45. He's having a very good last couple months. And Lucroy, .317, 6 homers, 30 RBIs. Likely trade candidate just because he is on fire. We could probably get something for him. Stephen Piscotty's not doing well at all. Same with Jed Lowry, 238, 436. I really don't want to keep either of them. If we could move them in a deal, that'd be great. And then Markakis, we'll just keep him around. We could DFA him, but we probably won't. And then Pinder and Powell, they're doing respectable for bench players. So nothing too crazy with them. I think we'll keep them around as well. So on to the first of many trades. And as you can see, Jonathan Lucroy, we're going to be sending him to the Atlanta Braves. The biggest piece in this is center fielder Christian Pash. He's 20 years old, B potential 67 overall. And we'll also be getting relief pitcher Akil Morris. He's not very good. We're really just trading for Pash because he is young and he is almost MLB ready, the age of 20. So we're going to go ahead and do that trade. And looking at Pash, he's almost got Major League contact ready. He's durable. He's a good defender already. I think he'll be a pretty good base runner as well. And I think it's just a good deal. It's the best one I could find for Lucroy. I tried to throw in another player with Lucroy, and we didn't get anything good. So we just go ahead and do that trade. I like the move overall. We weren't going to re-sign Lucroy anyway. So at least we get a outfielder for that. Probably our best deal, though. We're going to send Ian Kinsler on a one-year deal. We're not going to bring him back either to the Phillies. For Mickey Moniak, he was their first pick, first-round pick. I think he was that top 5 pick a couple years ago. He's 20 years old, 67 overall, B potential. And he, I think, will be our everyday center fielder here in a couple seasons. As you can see, his defensive stats are there. Base running's there already. And his hitting numbers are not terrible. They need a little work, but I think within a year or two, he'll be up for us. And then one of the bigger ones, I think we got a steal kind of, but not really. We're going to send Jed Lowry, Stephen Piscotty, and Boog Powell over to the LA Dodgers for Jock Peterson. On paper, it looks like we're kind of ripping him off, but if you look at Peterson, he just really hasn't developed for them. He appears to be playing a bench role for them. It doesn't look like he's starting at all, as he has 24 home runs in the last 3 seasons for them. So we're going to go ahead and make that trade. I think he could restart his career, help us out. And then probably the biggest trade in this whole thing, we're going to be sending Chris Davis, Avisal Garcia, and one of our top shortstop prospects, Franklin Barreto, to the Washington Nationals for Trey Turner. And this is, I think, going to be a good deal for both sides, as they need outfield help. They're making a playoff run. Trey Turner, obviously MLB ready, one of the best young shortstops, infielders in the game. He can play outfield as well. And they're getting Barreto as well, so they'll have their next shortstop a year or two away. And, I mean, we're bringing in all this outfield help, so we don't need Davis, Garcia in the future. I think Turner could be a good player for years to come. So I'm definitely enjoying. I think that's going to be, we'll look back in a couple seasons and think, wow, that's going to be really a make or break trade, I think, for us. And then another one we sent a couple prospects, Peter Sirota and Brian Perez, 2 decent players. We send them over to the Tigers for outfielder Jose Perella. It's not really much of a trade at all, to be honest. But Perella is a respectable player. He's 29 years old. C potential 76 overall. And he has pretty good contact and respectable fielding numbers. I think he's going to, he'll fill an outfield spot for us until Moniak or Pash or, our young guys are ready to come up. Because, like I said, we did send Garcia and Davis away. So we do kind of and Piscotty. So we got to pretty much have a whole new outfield this year. So we did do that. So that was the final trade we make. So this is what our roster is going to look like going forward for the remainder of the 2019 season. The rotation stays exactly the same. The only thing we did was we sent down Chris Bassett. We called up AJ Puck. So he'll be making his Major League debut soon for us. And then the bullpen we left the same. Remember, we moved Dole to the setup role, Trennan back to normal relief. And then the batting order, that is what really changed for us. Keep in mind, Matt Olson is injured, so in a couple days, honestly, before we get to the game we play next in the next video, he's already back. So he's back in his cleanup role. But we have Trey Turner's going to be our shortstop leading off. Marcus Simeon's moving over to second base. He'll slide down to second. Jose Perella's in the third spot. He's playing first base right now, but he'll go to DH when Olson is back. Jock Pedersen playing left field, batting cleanup. Chapman playing third base, batting fifth. All those guys will slide down. Olson will be our cleanup guy. We called up our second or third round draft pick from 2018, Mike Metcalf. He's 18 years old, 74 overall, see potential. So he's probably not going to get too much better, but we're going to actually bring him up to play right field. We drafted him as an infielder, but he's got a very good arm, and he's going to be a decent bat for us. And then Nick Markakis is DHing right now till Olson is ready. And then Justin O'Connor, who we called up a while ago, will be our starting catcher. And then we called up center field prospect Eddie Aponte, who we signed in the offseason. And his overall went from a 73 to a 70 when we called him up. But we're going to give him a shot, see what he can do. And so yeah, we got pretty much an entire different outfield. Then we called up Greg Diekman to be an outfielder off the bench to go with Markakis. And then Bruce Maxwell's back up to backup catch. And then Pinder will be the backup infielder for us. And yeah, so that's going to pretty much do it for today's video, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the trades. I thought they were all pretty good. I think they benefited both teams in every trade. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you smash that like button if you want to enjoy this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already for more A's franchise. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Till next time. Peace.